Hello and welcome to No Tactics. I'm Oscar.
And I'm Tom.
In this video, we're going to talk about 5 players who had their head turned by another club. Number 5, we have Harry Kane to Man City. That summer, he infamously had a gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy to leave the club. Unfortunately, Daniel Levy wouldn't let him leave. Harry really wanted to leave because it was for Man City, who at the time were winning title after title. He would have been the missing piece of the jigsaw because, of course, this is when, before Erling Haaland joined, it looked like it made so much sense, not just for Man City, but probably for Tottenham as well. They would have got a lot of money for him. It seems like the right time, but it just didn't happen.
I think it's kind of good for the Premier League that Harry Kane didn't go to Man City, because we would have never seen Haaland in the Premier League. As much as it's painful to see Haaland scoring a bag full of goals for Man City, Harry Kane's never going to get the top goal scoring record now unless he comes to Man United in the future. But then I'm sure he'll always be top goal scorer. Harry Kane, I don't understand the gentleman's agreement thing. I've never understood it. Like, you are contracted at a club. You could be told anything, and it does not matter. As long as you're contracted at a club, they could just say, "No, actually, no, we don't want to do that."
Yeah, I was joking. I was lying.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand it, but I feel like Harry's probably happier in Munich. I think Germany is a bit more of a slow league. I think Harry could still absolutely play at the top of the Premier League. I think he could go to City and he could be fantastic. But at the same time, I think...
It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. And for his own sake, I think he'll probably have a longer career in Germany because it is a bit slower of a league. He's still scoring an absolute bag full of goals.
Sorry, mate. I can only blame Harry Kane here. If he really wanted that move, he might have got it. If he made more of a fuss earlier on in his career, when he realised he was just wasting his career at Tottenham, it's all well and good being the top goal scorer of Tottenham's history. But now, he's probably not going to ever get that Premier League record, which he was definitely on course for. Make no mistake about that. He should have shown more ambition earlier in his career. Because, let's be real, yeah, he might win a couple of titles at Bayern Munich. So what? I think Jamie Vardy has a better Premier League legacy than him.
But also, you must think, Harry Kane was there for that long. He is one of the best strikers England have ever had, yeah? And Spurs didn't win anything. He left, and they've won the Europa League. I'm not saying anything, but...
You think he was the problem?
Is he the bad?
Let us know in the comments below, has Harry Kane the problem at Spurs?
Number 4 is probably one of the most upsetting moments of my footballing love over the years. And that was when there was talks that Wayne Rooney was going to Man City. Because Man City had already taken Tevez from us, and Tevez had already been a cunt. I hated the whole saga where we were sitting there thinking, is one of our best ever players of all time, Wayne Rooney, going to go to our biggest, closest rival? I was so upset. But I'm so glad it didn't happen, because that would have been horror show, and he probably would have been fantastic for Man City, but we couldn't have ever allowed it to happen. I think Fergie would have absolutely lost the shit.
I mean, that was the reason why that transfer didn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Is because Fergie literally locked him in his basement. Yeah, I remember that summer so vividly. Like, it was like in ICT in a lesson, and I remember just seeing it come up on BBC Sport that, you know, Wayne Rooney's put in a transfer request, and I think it was because he was wanting a new contract and he was wanting maybe the club to show a bit of ambition. I think that season or whatever, like, you know, United might have gone through a bit of a transition period. Obviously City were emerging, the new boys in town with all the money. I think it maybe looks like a bit of a tactic from Rooney to get a bigger, better contract. He did obviously go to win a league or two after that. But yeah, what if he did actually move to City? That would have been the biggest bomber in history. Honestly, that would have been crazy. But
his legacy would have been damaged. It would have been so damaged. And also, which is quite funny, what you said, was he doing it for a bigger contract? He has now come out saying the reason why he was going to do it, he didn't ever want to leave Man United, but he wanted a bigger contract, which, well, he got his way, didn't he?
Fair enough, Tom. Actually, I really want to join Sky Sports right now, so unless you offer me a bigger contract, I'm going to go.
Sign on the dotted line.
Ah, okay. Cool. Number 3, we have another potential shocking transfer, which, you know, he tried to do it, man. Doesn't matter how many Liverpool fans deny it. Steven Gerrard tried to leave Liverpool for Chelsea. Now, at the time, I think it was just before or after they won the Champions League, Liverpool. But again, I think Steven Gerrard wanted to see a bit more ambition from Liverpool. You know, they won the Champions League, don't get me wrong, but they weren't a competitive team in the league like Chelsea. Chelsea, again, were the new big boys in town, spending all the money. They had Jose Mourinho, who was obsessed with Steven Gerrard. He wanted to play him with Frank Lampard so he'd stop doing all those debates. Imagine. But, of course, the Liverpool fans, they rioted outside his house. He couldn't leave his house. He signed a contract to stay at Liverpool for the rest of his career.
I feel like it's the closest thing to, you know, present day when you saw Morgan Gibbs-White with the owner the other day and he looked like he had a gun up behind his back. That was when Gerrard signed his contract at Liverpool. The fans genuinely sent death threats to him and his family. Mm-hmm. Like, you wouldn't want to leave. Like, he's from Liverpool. He loves Liverpool. He was going to go to Chelsea because they were the big boys at the time, and Liverpool weren't. Like, they weren't as quality in any aspect as Chelsea at that point. So he wanted to be able to go and win something, and then he thought, actually, I kind of care about my life and my family's life more than
I don't want to die.
What team I want to go to. So, fair play, Liverpool fans. You kept him there, but
at what cost?
At what cost?
And Gerrard might be thinking there, he could have probably had a Premier League, maybe more Premier League medals around his neck if he had made that move.
Well, Gerrard could have at least had one Premier League, but Brock, please enter the slip here.
Number 2. Wow, gosh, what if for this one, man?
What if?
Suarez to Arsenal. You know, he tried to force out this move. I tried everything to force out this move. But no, obviously he didn't move to Arsenal. Now let's go back to 2013, Tom. What happened? Well, at the time, Arsenal hadn't signed any players. This is before we signed Ozil, the rest is history there. And yeah, Suarez, he'd just come back off the season where he bit into Ivanovic. He had a bit of a ban. I think, you know, Liverpool could probably cash in on him for his attitude problems. He's obviously a world-class striker. Who else needed a world-class striker? Arsenal. Well, have I heard that before?
Yeah, absolutely. Who did you have at the time in that Arsenal squad?
Giroud, Podolski. We'd obviously sold Van Persie. So us signing Suarez, I would have been on my knees for. I don't care how many people he'd bitten. He would have genuinely won us the title. And infamously, we put a £40 million and £1 bid in.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
To break that release clause. What happened? Well, John W. Henry, the owner, he tweeted, "What are they smoking there over at the Emirates?" Now, I think, yeah, we kind of didn't follow that up, actually. We literally didn't even put a second bid in. We were just like, alright, cool, didn't work.
It's disrespectful. It's such a disrespectful bid where you could have had, of his time, Luis Suarez was one of the best strikers around. Mm-hmm. And I think you could probably say that he's one of the best strikers of all time. So you could have possibly got him for 45 mil, but you wanted to pay 40 mil plus £1. And that was just disrespectful. And I understand why Liverpool didn't sell him to you. Like, that was just a ridiculous decision.
Mate, and had we signed him, yeah, we probably would have won the league that season.
No, you wouldn't have. Come on now. You didn't even have that good of a squad. I think you would have gone from Liverpool, who weren't that great, to Arsenal, who weren't that great. I don't know. I think it would have...
No, he would have. He would have been a lot of people as well, I tell you that.
He would have chewed everyone.
Good. But, yeah, I think just classic Arsenal, just, alright, cool, we won't do anything there. Whether it was just all a bit of a PR scheme, I don't know. But yeah. So Suarez, he tried to force the move. I tried to force it. He didn't. He went to Barcelona and won everything.
Number 1. Wow. This could be one of the biggest signings.
And it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet. It could have happened right now, but you never know.
Hopefully it doesn't happen.
Brock, please edit it quickly. But has Alexander Isak gone to Liverpool? Is it going to happen? Because he's one of the best strikers at the moment.
I feel sick right now talking about this.
I mean, they spent 80 mil on Ekitike. They've spent so much money on all the rest of the team. But they might still get Alexander Isak. When I saw Ekitike go to Liverpool, I thought, well,
That's it now.
At least Isak isn't going to go now. But there's still talks. Is it going to happen?
Bro.
We're almost at the end of the transfer window. We're the 28th today. Is this going to happen? Because if it does, I'm so scared.
And he's definitely trying to force this move. He's definitely thrown in the towel. He's trying everything to push this move to Liverpool. And the timing of it is crazy to me, considering, like you mentioned, Tom, the fact that Liverpool then went in and bought Ekitike. Everyone, and probably Isak, thought, oh, that's it. No, Isak didn't think that. Isak thought, no, I want to join that. Imagine how Ekitike must be feeling, by the way. You know, the fact that Liverpool is still going over there flirting with Isak. I mean, look, if they pull it off Liverpool, I mean, for me, they were the favourites anyway, but that would just cement them, to me, to win the Premier League. But for Isak, man, he has totally burnt bridges with Newcastle. He's not turning up to their training. He doesn't want to have anything to do with Anton Dijk ever again.
I think he's mad. Honestly, there was talks that Newcastle were going to allow him to come back. If I was a Newcastle fan, I would be fucking distraught if he came back. As much as he is a fantastic striker, the disrespect that man has shown Newcastle. Obviously, he has been fantastic. He's won them the first trophy in like 70 years or something. Fantastic. But the disrespect now, I don't understand it. It could have happened at the start of the transfer window, and it could have given him enough time. I think genuinely, if Isak goes to Liverpool, I don't think there's any chance anyone else to win the league in any aspect. Ekitike on the left, Isak up top, Mohamed Salah on the right. It's the best strike force in world football. I think I can't think of anyone better.
I can't think anymore.
Yeah, ears are bleeding.
But yeah, genuinely, like, Newcastle, just stand firm, hold strong, man. Like,
Hold the door.
Hold the door. Like, I know you will eventually sell him. I beg, maybe don't sell him maybe till January.
Yeah, we'll just send him to Real Madrid or something.
Sell him to Madrid. Yeah, you could go Barcelona, Isak, man.
Mate,
you really want to be going to Liverpool?
The weather in
Start
Spain.
north, man. Like, go to Barcelona. You'll do so much better there. It makes so much more sense. But yeah, this is definitely probably the most forced move I've ever seen. Whether it happens or not, let's find out.
Hopefully not.
Well, that has been our top 5 players who had their head turned. I have been Oscar.
And I've been Tom.
And we've been No Tactics.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.